Ding, 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 diddling, ding. Ding, 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 diddling.
He's breaking me today.
Pressure. Come on, Jay.
Why do it sound like you're on a
Pushing down
banjo?
on me. Come on, Jay, and show it.
I'm not paying for your gigs. Right, yes. Podcasting time. We haven't done a podcast for a bit.
No, we
Well, you
haven't.
have.
Oh, yeah. No, we were out with...
You have with God.
I need to, talk Southern. What, you know the monkey?
No, Southern, to be complete. So, yes, we're going to have a chat. And with Fish Show coming up,
Yeah.
it's not about Fish Show.
It's about pressure, isn't it?
Something else popped it into my head. What it was one of my busy mates, Jay, was fishing his knockout the other day.
Oh, right, okay.
And he was saying
Fishing
at the end,
Association knockout.
yeah, Fishing
cup thing.
Association knockout. And he was saying how much he felt the pressure. And it probably just got me thinking. Because it does. How pressure affects different people. And how many different
In different
avenues it comes in fishing.
Yeah,
It's not a sport that you'd associate pressure with, is it?
No, definitely.
But it proper exists.
The most pressure people will feel is when you qualify for a big final, is that big final. Maybe not so much Golden Reel and Maver, Fish Show, which is live TV, but for the likes of yourself that have been there, done that, obviously got the T-shirt lots of times, won the event, you're not feeling the pressure as much, are you?
No, but you do.
Do you still
People,
get nervous?
people assume it's nothing. And they're like, oh, just crack on. Till I catch my first one, yeah, don't like it. Don't like
Really?
it. When the whistle goes, because you feel all erratic and chaotic, and very much. Do you know what I mean? I come across as miserable, angry, grumpy. Get
No,
job
you
done.
don't. You love people.
But I
Large
do
number.
get all. I don't
Large-
like. I don't like the chaos. Do it. I like quiet. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
being on. What is it? An introvert, innit?
Yeah.
That's the one. So it's
It's good that we're like both similar, in like introverted.
Oh
things,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, exactly compatible in that way. But it is. It's and in that environment for me,
Yeah.
fishing or not fishing, it's not nice.
Right.
I'm never
So you're
comfortable.
still feeling it until you get that first fish.
It's
relax
until
yourself,
I switch off from everything. Until I'm just there with Rich.
But you just
talking
get in the zone,
bollocks.
don't you? You know what I mean? It's not like, because obviously you fishing normal matches, you're like, you love having a laugh and all that. But when you're in that environment, you're just like in the zone. That's it. You're focused, aren't you?
It takes a lot.
It's a golden reel that like changed it for me.
that were
flipping out when
different.
I saw you and that.
Golden Reel were different now.
You just went beast
I
mode.
think it's worth
Yeah, but-
saying as well now, before we get into it, it's not, obviously for you it's the big money finals, but
Oh, yeah,
for
for anyone.
everyone it's like
Even if it's first
all
year
different
match,
levels,
your
isn't
first
it?
club, when
First
you
match.
go up that level from
Yeah.
like, your first club match is always a scary one.
Yeah.
If you fished a load of club matches and you go up to opens, it's a scary one. If you're fishing opens and you got up to your first qualifier, it's a
Yeah.
it's like whatever level you're at, there's always that.
Especially, could you imagine, Richard, like going into your first open match, let's like choose Partridge, for example, going in your first open match and you rock up, like draw your peg, and like, right, I'm going to my peg, sit down in your peg, and then he rocks up next to you and like bagger on the other side, and it could potentially happen.
Yeah,
what
but
would that do to you? Like, I'm going Ikea, I'm going.
I like that though. Back in my day, I always remember going the Oaks and drawing next to Alan.
Alan!
And it wasn't a daunting thing.
Because you'd want to see what the best anglers
It was
were doing.
yeah, because
to,
you're
like,
not. But
learn.
your result isn't important. It's
Yeah,
just.
man.
And you were like, wow, it made it nice, that sort of thing.
It makes you fish better. Because
Not even that.
you have it now
Just-
though, where yeah, I suppose so. You
I
have
had
it-
this so often though, with like more Jamie, but you as well. Especially when I'd like just started fishing. I was like, I kind of want to draw next to you just for the fact that no one expects anything of me.
No.
We don't want to draw next to him anymore.
You,
He smashes
like
us
you
up.
beat me, it's just is what it is. I beat you, then it's like career ending.
Career
Well,
ending, yeah. We've spoken
yeah.
about this lots. Let's not go into that.
2 out of 2.
But it is. That wouldn't be your first. As soon as you get into it, your nerves. That's once you've been fishing for a bit, drawing next to someone, think I'm going to beat them.
No, I don't.
At first,
Yeah.
it's all about, wow, what am I doing? But there's that magic as well. Though, when you first do things, there is a little bit of, I don't know,
Excitement.
the
and that.
unknown, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And it does not grab you into it. I
Yeah.
miss that now because it doesn't happen with us.
No.
Was
It's too
was
many.
it different
But
on
we've done everything, and it's
fishing at that first fishing association final when it was 100 grand? Because it was like
Yeah.
the biggest one ever. Was that a bit
all
weird?
about the money that. But focus on that fishing association first. The qualifiers up to it were a completely different
Yeah.
way of thinking and pressure and anxiety that I've never had before as well. I hated them.
You,
Absolutely hated them.
you are quite. I think in the lead up to stuff, you are quite
Horrendous.
weird and scatty and.
Horrendous.
I don't know. If you went to see a doctor, they'd probably say it was a load of letters of some description, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely have issues, don't I?
You're on the spectrum.
Yeah, I go weird. But it is, isn't it? I definitely
Yeah.
go weird
Affects everyone
before.
different, definitely.
But yeah, that fishing associate used to break me. Didn't like it at all, fishing one-to-ones.
Yeah.
Because it felt like something was out of your control. I don't know.
What, the fact that it came so much to draw and stuff like that where...
I don't know. It's just different. It made you proper try. It was good for your fishing. Like you went next level because it was just you against them. But don't know. It was a weird one. But the final of that, no, it was a lot.
It's just another final.
The money was mega. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I wasn't daunted about it. There was no crowds in that one either.
That felt a different atmosphere though. It was dead, like in the morning it was dead
Chilled
quiet
and nice,
and
wasn't it?
weird. Like, just, yeah, I don't know.
That was different. That was even different to the little Golden Reel and Maver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're another level of. They're not. They're a lot nicer to be sat fishing on them.
You have a few people around, don't you? I suppose
but it's
Golden
nice.
Reel and then maybe a bit more, but then obviously Fish Show, you know, live
Horrible.
TV and yeah, the fact that you have so many people around you as well. You know, I think Christian will experience it this year as well.
Yeah.
He'll have a lot more people around them because of what happened last year.
Yeah.
It's plumbing.
It's a daunting place to be in.
It is.
And the thing with Fish Show now at Westwood, you can hear everything that
Westwood?
gets said.
Yeah.
They're so close. They're 11 metres behind you. They're that bush behind you. That's how close they are.
Is that
So
it?
you can hear what they're saying.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just got to try and blank it out, haven't you?
It is. It's so difficult, but it just and little certain things. But then forget about the people thing. Obviously, that would terrify most people,
Yeah.
innit? Especially that haven't been in that
Oh,
position
definitely.
before. But there's also so many other elements in that. Wondering when, like, you fish in a completely different way when you're under pressure than you would when you're not. You go scatty and weird.
I was going to say, do you think like you try and
Ripped on a lot.
show off kind of thing, like how quick you can get fishing
No.
and then to like show off to people?
No, not at all.
No.
Never showboat.
Right.
I go erratic on my decisions, me.
But you went weird last year at Westwood. We was on about this where all your practice matches you've been like
Plod.
ploddy, fairly negative, just getting bites. And then in the final you suddenly decided, I'm going to fish an edge and shallow match and all of this. And
Not my way.
there wasn't any reasoning behind it. It was almost everyone else was doing it. So you almost fell into that trap of fishing the same match.
Yeah, but you do. It's so hard to do your own thing, isn't it, in that environment?
Yeah. I think Will was saying this, wasn't he, on about wagglers and whether you prefer to use the right waggler fished badly or the wrong waggler fished well, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the same thing on tactics, where you're better off fishing your match really well and what you're confident in and making it work rather than half-heartedly trying to fish someone. Like if it was an out-and-out shallow match, it's not something you're doing week in, week out. So you're going against Christian and people like that.
You're going to get beat.
Yeah, it's like just is what it is. They're doing it week in, week out. So they're going to be quicker on the decisions. They're going to make the right decisions more.
Yeah.
So doing your own thing to a
You've
degree
got to
has
find
got-
your own avenue, haven't you? And that helps calm you as well. Once
Fishing,
you're doing
yeah,
something
yeah.
you're familiar with,
Yeah.
it does help you calm down and, oh yeah, I know what happens here.
Yeah.
I understand this rather than, oh, who knows what'll happen, I need a run to do any good. But all
And
that
then you
does
start
come into
putting
your
more
head.
pressure on yourself, and then you get more panicky, don't you, if it's not
Yeah.
going your way? Yeah.
that whole panicking and then doing stuff never works either. In the history of fishing in the past 10 years, has randomly thinking I'm behind, I'm going to fill a peg in, has that ever worked?
I've tried it lots and lots, and it's never ever worked.
Right, this is going to kill or cure it. No, it's going to kill it.
Yeah,
Only one
100%. Don't do it. Don't do it, folks.
But you have to take chances, but yeah. What about that giving up point as well? Again, not just in fish show, in any match. That if you're feeling pressure, you
Yeah.
find it, you give up easier. I have on occasions.
What, even in the big finals?
I have several times at Hayfield when it'll flipping it when we were next but one to each other.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Harry's got £300 after an hour and we're
Yeah,
blanking.
I think that was an anomaly, wasn't
It
it?
was, but you still give up and you just go. "Ugh."
Yeah, you know about the
But
main
then-
one's gone, but then there's obviously the
I've
sections
done it
as well,
before.
isn't it?
When
Yeah.
power tune me up, I give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few times you just go, "Ugh," and it's so hard to
Has it
not
been
do.
has it been not the right decision to give up, or has it been right that you couldn't have won, or is there some way you're like, I
Oh,
gave up too soon and I could have done this, could have done that?
It's not even about winning or losing. It's just not giving up. It's
Yeah.
you need to be better than that as a sports person,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah, especially on them sort of
You've
things.
put so much effort into getting to these.
Getting there, then you prep and everything like that.
Yeah, and 2 hours in,
yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
But you flipping want to, and the
Yeah.
more you experience it, the more you want to because you
And then
know.
you start hearing more and more behind you, then more of our voices like, oh,
Yeah,
we're not
why
doing
is
very
he
well.
doing
Oh, he's
that?
catching over there. Why is he doing that? He needs to be over there. He needs to
Westwood's a
come up
bugger for it as well because Westwood, you could if you're
Got all the
struggling.
experts, aren't you, behind you?
No, not so much that. Just at Westwood, you could maybe feed the mud because you're struggling.
then-
And you'll never see as many fish in your life
Oh,
that
really?
you can't catch, and everyone behind you will be like, yeah, he hasn't got a clue. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's scared of fishing the mud in the final
Yeah.
because they know how it looks.
Really?
It's horrendous. But Westwood is one for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your peg is solid even if you're not catching. There's more fish in there than flipping water.
Ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So you've always got something to go for.
So
then.
but yeah, it's a strange mentality in it.
Yeah.
But now, what other ways of pressure? Where does that come in? The draw. Oh, that's me, innit?
Yeah, definitely getting rid of her. Yeah.
How can that bother people so much? But it proper, absolutely rips
Yeah.
me, and you want drawing.
Yeah.
It is sort of when it's something so out of your control, isn't
That's
it?
what it is, isn't it?
I went through a spell of like with doing the lottery where you get dead excited and you
Convinced you're gonna win.
yeah, and then you don't. It's always dead disappointing, and that's like the same thing, isn't it?
Same
Like,
as
right, I'm going to draw
drawing.
dead well. Oh,
I always thought with the lottery, if you buy enough tickets that you cover every combination, not every combination. There's
Yeah.
50 numbers, isn't there? So have every number within a ticket.
yeah.
However many tickets that takes, it'd come up one day. That was my plan. Never did it, but that was my
Still
plan.
going, Jay?
I topped it. I've never tried it. I've
Oh,
never
for
tried
no.
it.
I'm sure
Changed.
someone's done the maths to work out that you can't just do that.
Right, eventually, it's not maths. It eventually happened.
But
the odds,
it'd be the week where it's like a dead common, like
yeah,
one that comes up, and you have to split it between like 20 people, and you end up losing.
yeah, you get a fiver.
Yeah.
And that went off on one a bit randomly then, but yeah, drawing. The
Drawing's
anxiety
horrible, yeah.
that creates is
That- I think-
horrible.
yeah, you get like you hype yourself up like go jump here, and then you go in. It's like, oh, for goodness sake, in it that, or it'd be like, yeah, but then you don't want to appear too overconfident because then it can go against you.
Yeah.
You know, plenty of times I've drawn like I think's a fly. I'm like, oh my days, get ready, we're going to win today, and then it's been horrendous.
Yeah, that can affect your mood very quickly.
Oh yeah,
can't it?
proper, definitely.
I've had that.
That
both
golden
sides
reel
of that.
final for you, that was the best one I've ever seen.
But that's the unknown.
When you're like, it nearly like took your number across the room, and then you went and won the day after.
Remember, everyone
Which one of them?
everyone would have threw that peg.
Oh yeah, they would have done, definitely. Yeah.
But I don't know what way I was thinking of a good route then, and I forgot what I was going to talk about.
Is that because I interrupted again?
But
I need
that's
to shut up,
at
don't I?
Larford, that is a prime example of where everyone, what's the end peg in the bowl that
Yeah.
everyone builds it up every year. It's like 100% going to win, draw that, you've won. I don't think it's won yet, has it?
No.
Not when it's pegged like that. No.
Yeah. It's like everyone, like, because I can't remember who drew it one year, and everyone was like, yeah. So I put like 100 quid on him, and he lost.
That's when we were fishing it then, and you put 100
didn't
quid
put
on
it-
whoever's on
No,
that bowl.
that was a year before.
Thought an acorn was coming down then. Huh?
But
Oh, no, it's good. I think the mood of me determines the peg I draw. Do you not find that? If I'm angry and grumpy, I draw a rubbish one. If I don't want to be there, I draw a rubbish one. If I'm all happy, calm and chilled,
You draw
I draw a good one.
Right, okay.
And I don't, but it's all in your head, that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? An average one becomes a bad one, or an average one becomes a good one, depending on your frame of mind.
The obviously pressures gets you in respect that obviously the pegs that you draw. So we had a feeder chuck at like 60 yards. If you weren't
What,
sort
on
of like
Westwood?
doing
Westwood?
that,
That's like
no, I'm not
18
talking about
pegs
Westwood. Let's talk about. In fact,
Anyway.
prime example, the long chuck on Hayfield on Ireland Lake.
21.
21.
No,
So
no,
if-
23.
So for the likes of someone like who's a good feeder angler, there's lots of good feeder anglers, but we do that every now and again. But in a final like that, and then you're going to cast it, and then it doesn't go right. That's not giving you confidence, is it? You know what I mean?
I
It's,
thought you should, yeah, that should have been practiced though. It's not long that. You just think it is because you've not seen it. You'd
I was
throw
on
that.
it, but I only had a 10-foot bomb rod. Right, I ain't getting
Were we
there.
on that? Oh, in that practice match with him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did
So that's
that,
just
yeah.
lack of equipment.
I didn't have enough line on my reel.
No, I'm
But
not
do
having
you,
it.
Do you think like things like that will put you off, or you do it anyway?
Yeah, no. Never
No?
bothered by a method.
You know?
Not in a final, no. You've practiced it, you've done it.
I think that
You've got it
probably, for like alleviating pressure, a lot of the times where in practice matches where you're literally going to get weird ideas out your head.
Yeah.
Where,
I wouldn't say that's pressure, that's anxiety more than anything.
where
isn't it?
it's
Not knowing
like,
about the
yeah,
unknown.
calming your thoughts down and not going to try and catch a boatload of fish, but just trying to try a few things to be like, yeah, that was a stupid idea, and
Yeah. I always do that. I'm good at that.
using it to, because that's the where, yeah, just going pleasure, especially if you went pleasure fishing or something,
Yeah.
not in a match situation, and you're going to catch a load of fish whatever you do, sort of thing. So that having a reason to go and practice and getting things clear probably definitely helps on.
Yeah, it simplifies what you're going to do. So that goes down a different route as well, of like what you show in practice and all that.
What?
I always find that's very clever. That's like an advantage these days of practicing for big events. You sort of don't wear your best suit till the...
Is that something you'd because Will was sort of touching on how much of it on the international side there, like people spying on you, recording stuff, and he was saying England as a team, if they work something out early in the practice, they really struggle then because of like keeping it to themselves because everyone's watching them as one of the key teams.
You're desperate to evolve that, but you can't because everybody's
it's on the last day
you.
or something like that.
Is that something you've done in like practice where you're like, oh, that feels like that's going to work? And then
massive little things that you go, oh, that'll be right.
What, you got examples or?
Barbel at Cudmore, the best one.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Where else? The way I fished down the edge at Larford.
Yeah.
A joke. With little piles and putting your rig past your bait.
Yeah.
Like beyond the joke on it. But that's a good thing, that, because no one can actually see you doing that. It just looked like you were...
Yeah,
He's not feeding very accurately.
Yeah, it is. It just looked like you were crashed.
That's not a margin rig. Yeah.
Loads of things.
Yeah.
I mean, other things when it could have paid off and didn't because of your draw, but it was there if you drew well. Hayfield were good on the bottom.
Perch.
Nearly. There's loads of little things, isn't there?
Yeah. Most of them you do look dead weird doing, don't you? Like, oh, he's not fishing anywhere near his bait. Why is he fishing for perch in a final?
Yeah, lots of little strange things. Well, it's doing it your own way, and it comes back to that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But making yourself confident. Creative. What about this? What about if someone's beating you? What do you go like?
I'd never win.
Fall to bits.
No. Yeah.
I think once it gets in your head, you know you're miles behind it. Yeah.
But how often do you think you're miles behind and you're never as far?
Yeah.
If you just block it out a bit and just fish your match, you're generally there or thereabouts. But
it always seems as though you're behind, doesn't it?
It's it's arguing with yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I go two ways on that. I get very angry with them, or you just accept it. That's the sort of two things. You're like, oh, I can't believe we're doing that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
Or you just chill and do the best you can still.
Yeah, it's strange because your natural thing is to go more aggressive when a lot of the time it's not what you want. Most of the time it's just, right, stick to what you're doing, tick over, make sure you get bites, and they'll generally be almost let them make a mistake. Because you see it like at Marston the weekend, I was on about this, and it's like the edges just sit. I've almost ripped them off because it's so
that hard.
I just waste time, and I think most people do.
Chasing tails.
Yeah, you get excited by it.
Them coming in, didn't you?
When I can't remember the last time I won a match by fishing down the edge. Every time, you might catch one or two, but you're like, I'd have caught that elsewhere.
What you were doing.
So staying on your long line or whatever, ticking over, letting someone else who's close go down the edge and waste some time. You ticking over, you're like, that felt like a bit of a mental advantage. And
that's knowledge of venue and stuff like that, isn't it?
But I can't think of any venues where really you win down the edge now.
No.
They've all gone so...
Not that you're going,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not that type of venues, are they?
It's not...
Hayfield's one for me. I can't ever catch down the edge there.
No.
I always do it.
But you set it up because everyone else has set it up, and you're like, why have I just spent 20 minutes of my match just sat down the edge fishing for fish I know I'm not going to catch?
Yeah, doing the done thing.
Yeah.
The usual routine that everyone has. That's what I have to do when it's
I'm behind, so I think I'll go down the edge and fish for fish that are harder to catch than the ones out there.
Yeah.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's because you can see them. That's what always that is.
Yeah, but...
You get all confident. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to catch.
Yeah, you catch one bigger, and then you're like, if I catch 10 more of them, I'm going to win the match. You're never catching 10 more of them, ever.
No, catch a stupid one. You catch me. First one in peg.
Definitely. I had one of you on Wednesday, mate.
You get caught second.
Yeah.
And then all the clever ones just...
See you later.
Let's look around here. I think we've covered that sort of, haven't we? We were very scatty, as always, on the old...
That's what the thought
but fishing.
Pressure, there is a lot of pressure.
Trying to fish your own match,
fishing,
innit? That's the thing. Stick to your plan. That's the thing, innit? Try not to... It's hard to not let it bother you, especially if it's your first major final, your first, as Rich said, doing something that you've not done before. Yeah. It is.
It's finding a way to have that laid-back mentality in it. That's what you have to do.
Who's going to be the first to get like a sports coach in fishing?
Callum's had something.
Callum
did something, yeah. Back in his England days when it was proper loads of pressure. Yeah, I remember Callum writing an article on it in Match Fishing that he'd been to a sports...
Well, all these top sportsmen do, don't they?
Yeah.
They have like masseurs and chefs and everything, don't they?
That whole, if there's something, especially if you're like dead bad with it, there's got to be something there for just being able to control it and control your thoughts.
Yeah.
that will help you
Now
in
lie back,
fishing.
Andrew, and shut your
chill
eyes.
out. You'd be asleep.
No, no.
I fall asleep. But yeah, you just need to be like Denty and Bagger, don't you? Their mentality.
Proper chilled and yeah, just get on
Yeah.
with it. Yeah, just gonna win.
So basically, just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill.
Chill wins down.
I can't do it, but yeah, it's what you're meant to do. There you go. Podcast done. Right, so we hope you are enjoying the video that you're watching. If not, have just watched. But what we'd also like you to see is the packages that we include for our more technical, informational stuff, where what we can bring to you is all we pretty much know about the technical side and our match style side of fishing. And
I'm
what
not
we
in
have,
this bit.
you are, of course you are in this bit. We have two sides of things. We have the basic package that for $4.99, you can watch us fish live matches, a Q&A every month, and additional stuff from Matty Dawes with live matches and more technical stuff on his side. Or we have the all access package where you can literally see technical insights, live matches from us, but also some of the best anglers flipping on the planet. I mean, we treat it as 3 days coaching for us, and we go out and we show you what we're learning for anglers like Darren Cox, Andy Bennett, Des Ship, to name but a
Loads.
few. Well worth a look if you fancy having a little bit more fishing content to watch.